Okay, so, let's check if we can finally get that last egg. Yay. Okay. So now we should be able to get the canteen of water.
Got those eggs for me?
Right here.
Good for you. Anything I can do for you now?
Do you think I could get a canteen of water from you?
Got one right here. You're good to go.
Well, I'd better get going.
Don't be a stranger.
Okay, so we should be able to go, well, we will be able to take Tex's quiz. That's the next step. So...
Need something?
Do you know anything about the
this.
treasure that Dirk Valentine supposedly hid for his sweetheart?
Nope.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that. May I go riding now?
Yep, if you got everything I told you need, and you think you know your stuff when it comes to horses, old Bob's all yours.
Talk to you later.
No hurry.
Okay, so we need to grab the saddle, and we already have the hat. So let's put the saddle on. We have to tighten this strap, and then we're good to
Come on, Bob. I'm ready.
Ready for some questions?
You bet.
Where's a horse's hocks?
Just below its knees.
Nope.
Ask me something else.
Where's a horse's frog?
On the bottom of its hoof.
That's 1 out of 10.
Ask me something else.
How tall is a horse that's 15 hands?
55 inches.
Nope.
Ask me something else.
What kind of a horse is a Paso Fino?
I think it's
A quarter horse.
Nope.
Ask me something else.
How can you tell if a horse is colicking?
It
I
keeps
can't
lying
remember.
down, then standing up.
2 out of 10.
Okay.
Got a long way to go.
Ask me something else.
What's the difference between a bay and a chestnut?
A bay is light brown.
Nope.
Ask me something
Wow, I'm really
else.
bad at
What
this.
tribe bred the first Appaloosas?
The Nez Perce.
3 down, 7 to go.
Ask me something else.
What part of a horse is most likely to be hurt when it founders?
Its feet.
That's 4 right.
Ask me something else.
What part of the saddle should you always check before you head out on the trail?
The cinch.
That's 5. You're halfway there.
Ask me something else.
What is a mule?
The
luckily,
offspring of a female horse
Tex will
and a
repeat
male
the
donkey.
questions
Bingo.
that we
That
got
was
wrong.
number 6.
Ask me something else.
Where's a horse's hocks?
Okay, it's backwards.
On its back legs.
7 down. You're in the home stretch.
Ask me something else.
How tall is a horse that's 15 hands?
5 feet.
5 feet.
8 right. Just 2 to go.
Ask me something else.
What kind of a horse is a Paso Fino?
A paint horse.
Nope.
Ask me
I
something
think
else.
it's a gated
What kind of a
horse.
horse is a Paso Fino?
A gated horse.
This here's your final question.
I'm ready.
What's the difference between a bay and a chestnut?
A chestnut has black points.
Nope.
Ask me something else.
What's the difference between a bay and a chestnut?
A chestnut is light brown.
Nope.
Wow.
Ask me something else.
I really
What's
don't
the
know.
difference between a bay and a chestnut?
A bay has black points.
Well, you answered all the questions right. And I can tell by the way you sit, you ain't gonna go falling off for no good reason. So you're free to ride outside the corral. Just don't go galloping all over the place. Because if you bring old Bob back all hot and sweaty, you can kiss your cowgirl days at Shadow Ranch goodbye.
So, if you want to get all the questions right the first time,
Okay, Bob. What do you say we do some sightseeing?
definitely read the books. But I have never read the books. And I typically just guess. And you get through it eventually. Okay, so Mary's gift shop. Let's give her the letter.
Hi, can I help you?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm staying at Shadow Ranch.
I'm Mary Yazzie. I heard what happened last night. Tough break for the Raleighs. Getting that place going has been a real struggle for them.
How did you hear about it?
Word gets around.
Here, I have something for you. Bet wanted me to give you this.
Great. I want to buy a small piece of property from them. It must be their response.
Bad news?
They rejected my offer. Well, I guess that's that. But as long as you're here, look around. All the jewelry you see, all the rugs, the beadwork, the pottery, they were all made by local artists, including yours truly. So if you want to know something, especially if you want to know how much something is, just ask.
Are there many petroglyphs around here?
If you take the trail to Cougar Bend, there are hundreds. A lot of them were probably made by the Anasazi. They lived in the area until about 700 years ago, when they just suddenly picked up and left.
I understand that you bought a trunk full of junk from the Raleighs recently.
Yeah, they didn't want much for it, so I took it off their hands. Problem is, I still don't know what's in it because I can't figure out how to open it.
May I take a look at it?
Sure, it's right over there.
It was great talking to you.
Catch you later.
Okay, so this is the trunk.
That trunk looks really old. Would you mind if I try to get this open?
Please do. In fact, if you get it open, I'll let you keep something from it. You can have your pick.
So hopefully this looks familiar. We are supposed to use these tools again, but we do not know the numbers. So we can't open it right now, but let's look around. And here's more info about Charlena Purcell, her number, and more of her books. I'm not sure how you're supposed to put together to call her, but after you look at her number, an option shows up in our phone to call her, so we can call her and actually ask her for help to open the trunk. So, no, I don't want to play this right now. This is a really annoying game. Sorry if you like this game. I just find the music kind of annoying, I think, but I don't want to play it until we have to later on.
Tuning forks. Cool.
So Mary has a lot of different stuff here. Petrified wood. And here's some pictures of hieroglyphs, petroglyphs. The reason why we're interested in petroglyphs is because of this. Because these symbols are petroglyphs. And this is the first clue to finding Dirk's treasure.
What a beautiful horse.
Hi, can I help you with something?
Is that you riding that beautiful Palomino in the picture over there?
That's my horse Banner. I train him myself.
What else can he do?
Anything I ask. He and I are both pretty talented.
It was great talking to you.
Come in again.
Okay, so let's go outside and call Charlena. Actually, first let's call Frank and Joe because we haven't talked to them yet.
What is it this time?
Excuse me?
Nancy! Hi! Sorry, I thought you were somebody else.
Who'd you think I was?
Hey, Nancy.
Hi, Frank.
I thought you were this guy we're doing some work for.
You guys are on a case? That's great.
No, it's not. Turns out the guy is a bit neurotic.
What does he want you to do?
He wants us to track down his missing laptop. He left it in a restaurant.
Only he keeps calling us.
Yeah, like every 2 minutes.
He's become a real nuisance.
Maybe you should just quit.
Can't.
Why not?
The guy's filthy rich, and if we find that laptop, he said he'd make us filthy rich.
But the real reason we can't quit is he's the son of our mother's best friend.
Yeah, if we quit, we'd never hear the end of it. Uh-oh, we've got another call.
Let him leave a message for the 9 millionth time. So Nancy, tell us about the ranch.
The Raleighs aren't here because Mr. Raleigh was bitten by a rattlesnake last night.
Whoa, how bad off is he?
He's still in the hospital, but they think he's going to be okay. And that's not all that happened last night.
We're listening.
Apparently, this glowing horse came running up to the ranch house, caused everybody to go rushing out to look, then went racing off into the night.
Sounds to me like someone was using that phantom horse to divert attention.
Just what I was thinking. Someone put that snake in the Raleigh's bedroom, knowing no one would see them because all eyes were on the horse.
Glowing horses? Rattlesnakes? Somebody sure went to a lot of trouble, which can only mean one thing. Something big's at stake here.
Okay, so you can ask Frank and Joe for hints.
Catch you
but
later.
I don't
Stay
need
safe.
to do that.
Watch out for
so
varmints.
let's call Charlene.
Charlene Purcell's office.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. May I please speak to Miss Purcell?
Concerning?
I'm staying at a ranch in central Arizona, and since she knows so much about the history of Arizona, I thought maybe she could answer some questions for me.
Questions concerning?
Well, I came across a very old trunk that might contain stuff that has to do with these people named Dirk Valentine and Francis Humber. Only I can't open it.
Did you say Dirk Valentine?
And his girlfriend, Francis Humber, yes.
Huh. Oh, would you hold, please?
Thank you for holding, and thank you for calling the office of Charlene Purcell. Miss Purcell's latest novel, Like Wind Through My Heart, was an instant bestseller. And like so many of her novels, it recently received the Catherine Coop Award for Historical Excellence. Reading a Charlene Purcell novel is like traveling through time to the old Southwest on the wings of love.
This is Charlena. Who is this again?
Nancy Drew?
Tell me about the trunk you found.
Well, to open it, I need to put these wrenches in these 3 holes, but I don't know in which directions they need to be pointing.
That does sound like it came from the Humber family. Is there any kind of picture on it?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there's this kind of abstract design made up of hearts and doves and the initials EH and AH.
EH would be Eldridge Humber, and AH would be Abigail Humber, Francis Humber's grandparents. The picture no doubt commemorates their wedding day, which was April 9th, 1811.
So the numbers are 4, 9, 11.
Why do you know so much about the Humbers?
I've been running across fascinating tidbits concerning the Humber family and stashing them away for years. When I have enough tidbits stashed away, I may well write a book about them.
Then you'd probably be very interested to know what's in this trunk.
Yes, I would. And since I've helped you, or tried to, it's only fair that you help me, don't you think?
Sure, I'll keep you posted. Did I mention that I'm staying at Shadow Ranch?
This just gets better and better. I'll tell my assistant to put your calls through immediately. By the way, why are you so interested in the Humbers?
Knowing more about them and what happened in the past may help me figure out something that's going on in the present. I'm kind of a detective.
That makes 2 of us. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
Okay, so 4, 9, 11. Four, 9. 11.
I got the trunk open!
Great, thank you. Go ahead and take something from it. You deserve a reward.
Deputy Sheriff badge, scissors, a pan. This is what we want to take. So just go ahead and take it. And we can open this using the little key from the other one.
Bingo! F.H. Francis Humber?
And then it's the same puzzle. You're trying to get the right order. And it's a ripped up picture, but it's the same picture that we saw before.
Green bottle under... wonder what that means.
So the rest of the clue is ripped off, so we'll have to wait for that one. And now we can go to Cougar Bend because Mary said that there were petroglyphs there, so we can check out the petroglyphs and try to work on Dirk Valentine's first clue. Okay, so his clue is here. And it's like a picture of the rock formations, and you just put which one is where. Well, okay, so since we haven't seen these yet, they're not here, but when we look at them, and they will show up. So, for example, like look for a glyph here, and click on it, and it shows up. I think that was there. Yeah. And then this one goes here. So that is how you do the puzzle. I'm also gonna pick up this arrowhead. We will need arrowheads later in the game. So I think there are 2 here at Cougar Bend. So I need to find the other one, I think. Oh wait, I think there's 3 actually, but we can't get to it yet. Yeah, okay. So 2. And then there's one that is in an unreachable place. I think that goes there. This goes here maybe. Yeah. One goes there. And it's writing a message at the bottom, so when we finish the puzzle, it will have a sentence there. Okay, so this is the last one we can do. There are some more blanks, but they're up here. Which we need a rope for. And we don't have a rope yet. So let's check out Trail Stop, which we went over, kind of bypassed it earlier, but it's just a area where there are more arrowheads. There's a lot of arrowheads here, I think like 4. There's a grave, the best mule that ever lived. Charlie. And there's also a mysterious rock with a rattling sound, so we're not going to touch that rock yet because it has a snake under it. Let's just grab our arrowheads, and
I think I'll let Bob do the walking.
I think that was 4, yeah. Okay, so now we can go back to Shadow Ranch. And grab his saddle so we can put it back.
You still here?
You sound surprised.
You and your friends, if they ever show up, you ain't gonna last more than 3 days out here.
Why do you say that?
City folk can't take living out here. Too rugged, too much work, too dangerous.
I need a rope. Do you think I could borrow yours?
Nope.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
No hurry.
Uh-oh. I'd better put that back.
Jay Nash to Tex Britton. Jane Nash?
Oh my gosh. Jane Nash is Tex's sister.
Suspicious. I think we can ask him about it now.
Need something?
I understand you have a sister
No.
named Jane Nash.
So what if I do?
Did you know that she used to work for the Raleighs?
No, she didn't. What gave you that idea? Hey, you've been snooping, haven't you? In the Raleigh stuff? In my stuff?
I'm just very observant, that's all.
My business ain't none of your business. And that includes any sisters I may or may not have. You need to go. I'm busy.
Okay, very touchy about Jane.
And
So,
she'll be coming around the mountain
now
when she
they
goes. Yodelay.
I can't take any more.
Where are you going? You can't leave. The Raleighs said we were to have a cookout and entertain our guest.
Yeah, well, I don't call this entertainment. It's worse than whatever that stuff was you cooked.
That was lamb ragout for your information, and it was great. If you couldn't appreciate it, it's because your taste buds are about as sophisticated as a sand flea's.
I think I'll turn in too. Night, ma'am. Next time, just stick to burgers.
Et tu, Brute? You see that? You see what I put up with? Day in and day out, I cast my culinary pearls before ungrateful, uncultured swine. Well, I'll show them. I'll write a best-selling cookbook, that's what I'll do. Then I'll get my own TV show, then I'll do a movie, and while they're out here punching cattle, I'll become a gazillionaire.
Oh my gosh.
And you say this happened right after that phantom horse showed up again?
The pump house blew just as the horse was galloping away.
Oh, my, this is awful. Maybe Shorty was right. Maybe that horse is a bad omen.
I'm more inclined to think that someone is using that horse to divert attention.
What do you mean?
It's possible that while everyone's attention was on that horse, someone sabotaged the pump house.
Why on earth would someone sabotage the pump house?
Someone may be trying to chase you off the ranch.
But why?
That I don't know. Yet.
You don't think Tex or Shorty or Dave is somehow involved, do you?
It's possible, but I just don't know yet.
Oh, my. You might not be safe there.
Maybe we should send her home.
I'll be fine. Really, I want to help, and I can help.
Well, it sounds like we could certainly use your help.
Can you think of any reason why someone might want you off the ranch?
No, but I'll tell you what. Ed and I will put our thinking caps on, and if anything comes to us, we'll call you. Have you called the sheriff and told him all this?
Not yet.
Tell her about the storms.
Tell me about the what?
The storms. You need to be careful when you go riding because it can be sunny one minute and pouring down rain the next.
I'll be careful.
Good. And if you have any more questions, just call.
One more thing. Until I figure out what's going on, it would probably be a good idea not to mention my suspicions to anyone at the ranch.
Of course. Keep in touch.
I will. Bye.
Okay, so we're on day 2. And we need to talk to the sheriff, but first we're gonna look at the pump house. So let's call the sheriff, talk to him about last night.
Hernandez.
Hi, are you the sheriff?
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm staying at Shadow Ranch.
Oh, yeah? I spent a good part of last night out there.
What's your take on what happened to the pump house?
It looked to me like the main pipe had been deteriorating for some time, only nobody noticed until last night when it finally blew.
And the phantom horse?
Somebody playing a joke, that's all. Probably a friend of one of those cowboys out there having themselves a good laugh.
Would it be all right if I looked around in the pump house?
Sure, I'm all done in there. Should have had my deputy take that sign down. Mind my asking why you want to look around? Wait a minute. Dave told me about you. You're the girl detective.
Amateur detective.
I don't know. Dave seemed to be real impressed with you. In more ways than one, I might add.
As in Dave Likey Nancy.
Do you know most of the men who work at Shadow Ranch?
I know them
His
all.
little crush.
That doesn't mean I'm best buddies with them, but it's a pretty small world out here, and I've either known or known of those boys for years.
And they're all stand-up guys, as far as you know?
I'd vouch for every single one of them.
Thanks for your help.
Just doing my job.
Okay, so let's check things out. See if the sheriff missed anything.
Looks like the pipe was pretty badly corroded.
And there's a arrowhead. Also, we can go down here because all of these items have uncovered a little passageway.
Dave?
Well, where did you come from?
Speaking of Dave,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sneak up on you, but what are you doing?
Well, see, I'm looking for Dirk Valentine's treasure.
What do you know about it?
See, my great Aunt Ellie was Frances Humber's cousin. When she died, she left me a bunch of stuff, including an old letter she'd gotten from Frances. In the letter, Frances said that Valentine had hidden a bunch of loot somewhere and wanted Frances to find it by following the clues he left for her. Frances was real smart, see? Loved puzzles, played the piano pretty good too. Anyway, after Valentine met his end, Frances was too broken-hearted to care about some treasure. She told Aunt Ellie that if she could find it, she could keep it. I also found this picture. That's Frances's father, Sheriff Merrill Humber. There's something written on the back, Stairs to Cellar. That's Frances's handwriting. Looks like the other half of the message got torn off. I was hoping that the treasure might be under the stairs in here, but no such luck.
I didn't know this place had a cellar.
As far as I know, no one does. The entrance is secret. These stairs lead to a secret door behind the bookcase in the den.
The Raleighs never mentioned a secret door.
The Raleighs don't know. I was afraid that if I told them, they'd... See, my brother's dead broke. No job, health's bad. I was thinking if I could just find the treasure...
I understand, but now I'm in kind of an awkward position.
I know, and I'll tell them, I swear, soon as they come back. They got enough on their minds right now.
What about all the accidents that have been happening around here lately?
I don't know anything about that horse or any of the other stuff that's been going on around here, I swear. Now, if you'll pardon me, I need to tend to my chores.
No, wait, you don't have to leave.
kinda suspicious, Dave. Seems like he's been
Acid.
keeping
Wonder what somebody's been
secrets.
using that for.
So acid, maybe used to bust a pipe, and a beaded bag,
Something's missing.
which we need to call Bess and George about this because it's a clothing company from the 1800s, and George has a book on that. Also, the clue is green bottle under stairs to cellar. If you put this clue with Dave's clue.
Maybe the message on the pictures refers not to the stairs to the den, but to these stairs.
So maybe they are under these stairs. And sure enough, we have a puzzle. So we need to move this FH away to look at what's under it. So I need to move this one. Green bottle.
There's something inside.
I am glad that you are getting your picture painted wearing your favorite shawl. It will be a beautiful painting because you look beautiful in that shawl. I forget the name of the stitch you used to make it, but I think it is amazing that you learned how to knit a whole shawl just by reading one book. I wish I could put my mind to things like you can. I am also glad that you like the handbag that I got you. I knew it would become your favorite on account of the pretty picture the beads make. I want to know all the things that you like so that I can make sure you always have them. I figure that way you will always want me around. Meet me on Friday at noon by the Big Picture Rock. I love you, Dirk. Remember when we were in Cappy's eating the crackers he orders special from California, and you said that from then on the crackers would be your favorite because they would always remind you of me? Well, I met a trader yesterday who had a whole wagon full of them, and I bought you 4 tins. I also bought a rock from him because this rock has been polished to show a picture that looks just like the landscape by one of our meeting places. He called it an agate and said that the picture was made by nature, but it looks so real I can hardly believe it. I am thinking of a way to surprise you with it because it is as special as you are. I will meet you Tuesday at 3 by the 3-Armed Cactus. Your father has people watching for me all over the county. I guess you got some of your smartness from him. I love you, Dirk. I still don't know how you got a whole cake out to our last meeting place like you did, but it was the best thing I ever ate. And the prettiest, too, what with that fancy flower you put on it. Now I think it is the best cake recipe in the world, too. But nothing is as good as getting a letter from you. Whenever I see a flower like the one on your favorite letter paper, I think of you. I only steal from people who have plenty of money to begin with and deserve to be robbed, but if I could start over, I would forget about them and be a rancher or a farmer or miner or shopkeeper or whatever you wanted me to be, just so we could always be together. Be at Charlie's grave at sunset this Thursday. I love you, Dirk.
So a lot more clues. You know, one of her favorite flowers is on her stationery. There's a cake with the fancy flower, another flower.
I still don't know how...
What else?
I still don't...
Okay. I have to open it again. Okay. Favorite shawl. The name of the stitch is important. We need to look that up. The handbag, which we just found. Both of those are 2 more flowers. And then, there is some crackers that has a flower on the can, so that's another flower. I think that's it, at least for these pages. Those are the new clues.
Looks like I'm back in the den.